The Consumer Electronics Show 2024 kicked off last week. It was a heck of a week, and boy oh boy, there was some big news that really happened, including gaming news at Consumer Electronics Show. We're talking about gaming hardware as well, so this is going to get very interesting.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hello, I am Lord Gamerman of the Gamerman's Lounge here with a news video for January 2024. Normally, I cover news stories from weeks past leading up to now. However, because of Consumer Electronics Show 2024, this is going to be the theme of the news video. So I did stick around till after Consumer Electronics Show week to dig up some more stories. There was the Asus ROG phone. We don't know how long it was announced for. And there was the Asus Zen screen that is like a foldable, which is something interesting. So, yeah, and there's also some gaming related stuff that did not go so well involving Capcom and DRM. Boy, oh boy. But right now we're going to focus on the big highlights for Consumer Electronics Show 2024 that is going to be a big deal for gaming. So, like I said, when I'm done, source links in the description. So here you go. And the first story that we got is Nvidia. This time they got the Nvidia GeForce RTX 40 Super Series. So this confirms a new loop. You'll understand what I'm talking about in a bit, but right now let's go through the new RTX 40 Super cards. Now, as you can see here, RTX 4070 Super with an MSRP of $599, while non-Super 4070s push back to $550. So that's coming out the 17th of January. Now you have the RTX 4070 Ti Super, the MSRP being $799 or $799. My bad. January 24th. And on the 31st, the RTX 4080 Super with a price tag of $999, like $1,000. So we're talking about $600, $800, and then $1,000. Going from 4070 Super to 70 Ti Super and 80 Super, okay? And that's coming out at the end of this month. So by the end of January, it will all be available. The Super 4070, 70 Ti, and 80, okay? So what there are is that they're buffed and revised versions of the RTX 40 series GPUs. Now, the 4070 Super is still going to be a 12 gigabyte G6X VRAM with a TGP of 220 watts. Now, expect AV1 and H.264. However, 650 watt PSU required, but however, cards will come with a plug-in for 8 pins or a 300 watt PCIe Gen 5 with a 2 8-pin adapter. Okay. Now for the 4070 Ti Super, all right, the VRAM is going to be upped up 16 gigabytes G6X VRAM. I think this is their way of, you know what, not to be the kind of guy who jumps into this. Yeah, we are talking about GDDR6. Yeah, I think this is short for GDDR6. Okay, so we're talking about VRAM. So 16 gigabytes in VRAM with 285 wattage for TGP, 700 watt power supply unit is going to be required, but you're going to need a 300 watt PCIe Gen 5, but however included should be a 2 8-pin adapter. So there's going to be a 2 8-pin adapter. Now 4080 Super, 16 gigabytes VRAM, 320 watts TGP, but you're going to need a 750 watt power supply unit. But, oh, and here's where things get more interesting. You're also going to need a 450 watt PCIe Gen 5, but there is going to be a 3 8-pin adapter for that. And all was revealed at NVIDIA's keynote at Consumer Electronics Show So this confirms a new loop. So whenever Nvidia comes out with a series card that's not so great, they'll come out with the Super Series. Now, we saw that be the case when it came to the RTX 20 series. It was not received very well. It had a bad reception when it came to the 20 series. And then what ended up happening was that a year after release, there was the 20 Super Series. And then there was the RTX 30 series. That was well received, but we didn't get a RTX 30 Super Series. But now we know whenever Nvidia messes up a series GPU lineup, they'll come out with the Super Series. So that's what's happening with the RTX 40 series. It is the way that it is. So this is very interesting. So with that totally said, let's get right on going to the next news story, where we also got AMD coming out with a new GPU, just one new GPU. It is called the AMD Radeon RX 76 XT. And it was revealed at CES as well. January 24th is going to be the release date with an MSRP of $329. So that's great. And expect 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM. So this is going to be very interesting. This is catching up to Nvidia. So we are talking about AV1 H.264 and H.265 HEVC support. There should be a comma right next to AV1. Oh well. 190 watt TGP, but however, a 600 watt power supply unit is going to be required. The plug-in is going to be a 2 8-pin. So you're going to need 2 8-pins for this one, and revealed at CES 2024. However, so this is going to be the XT updated version with more VRAM. This is like their answer to like the 4060 Ti or the Ti 4060 cards, 3060. I think that's how it works. But anyway, what I was trying to say before I cut myself off is, here is a video game recommendation. Let the lounge recommend you a game. It's Quake Arena Arcade. And by the way, it's exclusive on Xbox, but forwards compatible for Xbox Ones and Xbox Series. Arena Arcade is a very solid port that combines content from Quake 3 Arena and Quake 3 Team Arena, blends them both together, adds in new exclusive content to the game, a new extended that combines both campaigns from 3 and Team Arena together and extends it some more. Oh yes, and also, you can also play with LANs, and you can play online, but you can also play offline with bots. In practice mode, it's a very solid port if you can get the hang of using the controller. Yes, you have to get the hang of using the controller, but hey, this port is worth checking out. Now, in case I said something absolutely wrong, now the 4080 Super Series will come out at January 31st, 2024. So by then, all of the Super cards will be out now. The 70 Super, the 70 Ti Super, and the 80 Super, 70 Super, the 17th, Ti Super, the 24th, and 80 Super is going to be the 31st. So you want to know what else is coming out on the 31st? Yeah, that's right. That's the end of this month in the year 2024. So it's coming sooner than you think. It's the next generation of processing units. That's right. It is the AMD Ryzen Next Gen. It's the 8000 series. It's going to be starting with the Ryzen 7 8700G, 8-core, 16 threads, up to 5.1 or 4.2 gigahertz, 24 megabit cache, NPU, Radeon 780M iGPU. Ryzen 5 8600G, 6-core, 12 threads, up to 5 or 4.3 gigahertz, 22 megabit cache, NPU, Radeon 760M iGPU. Now, Ryzen 7 8700G, $329, Ryzen 5 8600G, $229, Ryzen 5 8500G, 6-core, 12 threads, 5 or 3.5, 22 megabit. MSRP of $180, all have a TDP of 65 watts, so this is going to be very interesting. Now, there's new AM4 processors that are also coming. So, Ryzen 7 5700 X3D, $250. Ryzen 7 5700, $175. Ryzen 5 5600 GT, $140, and Ryzen 5 55 GT MSRP, $125. All this is going to happen at the end of this month, January 31st, unless there is some delays. So this is going to be very interesting. So February is going to be the time where you're going to be hopping in on the PC building scene. And this is going to be very interesting. The next generation of AMD Ryzen. And also the final story, the final story is going to be MSI's handheld gaming PC that's going to be powered by Intel. And this is their Core Ultra Timeline processors. And it's going to come with Intel Arc graphics. So this is going to be very interesting. Yes, Intel Arc integrated graphics. It's going to be very interesting, so get ready. So this is the MSI Claw A1M, or we should call it the AIM. It was officially revealed at Consumer Electronics Show 2024. And yes, you can get up to a Core Ultra 7 155H. It's going to be a Windows 11 handheld. It's going to have a 53 watt-hour rechargeable battery. There's going to be Cooler Boost Hyperflow cooling. This is MSI state-of-the-art stuff. There's going to be a 7-inch 120Hz display, Thunderbolt 4 support, micro SD card support, and it's going to be Intel Arc integrated graphics, and the MSRP and release date are unknown, or such information possibly given to a third-party source. So this is very interesting. An Intel-powered gaming handheld PC with Intel Arc graphics. Could it lead to affordability? Could it lead to something? That's something you might want to consider thinking about. There's some very interesting questions. So this is the MSI Claw, and this is the very first handheld gaming PC that is powered by Intel. So this is getting very interesting. So Intel is really participating in the handheld gaming PC space. So this is going to be very interesting. And I guess that's it for our best highlights of Consumer Electronics Show 2024. With that totally said, source links in the description. Now, that is definitely going to do it for today's news video. We got to keep going with these news videos, because I'm going to say this. Now, this is a huge follow-up. I said it on one of my vlogs for the New Year's. I am going to say it now, but news videos will no longer count as videos outside of the to-do list. Okay, news videos, because we got to keep the news videos going. We got to keep the news segments going and going and going and going. We got to keep it going. If a news video shows up on my to-do list, hey, possibility of a double upload. It is what it is. Well, double upload for the month. So we usually do news videos once a month because news has been very slow. It is what it is. But yeah, news videos, we got to keep them going. Anyway, with that totally said, that is all. And I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.